Hey y'all, it's time for a long overdue quick account update. So like many of you, I've been spending most of my time in Neopets lately playing outdoor games. And if you're anything like the people on my team's board, then you've probably been playing a lot more than me. I mostly split my time between playing UU Ball, which is kind of annoying but also pretty important, and Slushy Slinger, which I just genuinely enjoy playing. I haven't put a lot of hours into it yet, and so my rank is still pretty low, but I'm hoping to get a bunch of points before the end of the Altador Cup. Remember that even if your team isn't doing super great, you'll still be able to spend your points at the prize shop. The other thing I've been doing are trying to get trophies from different games. I made a video a few weeks ago about easy to get trophies, and now I'm working on a couple of harder ones. I want to make a video about that too, but I don't feel comfortable giving advice to y'all about how to get a trophy if I haven't achieved it yet, or talk to someone else who has. Look forward to that video pretty soon, I think. If you're interested, subscribe to my channel to make sure you don't miss it. Okay, so lately I've been in something of a Neopets rut. I've mostly been trying to make Neopoints for different goals, mostly for training Ashcombe and buying him Battle Dome items, and for getting a secret lab map. Both of which are things that I actually really want to do, but for whatever reason have sort of lost the motivation for. And when I lost the motivation for doing those things, I also lost the motivation for making the Neopoints to do those things. So I just kind of found myself playing less and less, and that was really a bummer. So I decided to do something to reinvigorate my love of the site. I think this is something that's happening with a lot of people lately. Maybe they're finding that the things that they loved aren't quite bringing them the enjoyment that they used to. Life is really hard right now, and I just want to remind you not to put too much pressure on yourself to do things that used to be fun and are now more like a chore. Taking the pressure off of it did a world of good. So just know, if you're experiencing anything like this, it's fine to take a break and come back later and see if your joy has returned. Luckily, I found that mine did, and that was because I motivated myself with something that I've been wanting to do in Neopets for literally years now, and I just haven't gotten off my butt to do it. So I'm gonna tell y'all about how this happened. Usukis were actually released pretty early in Neopets' lifespan, but for whatever reason, I always think of them as being this like refreshing new thing. I think it's because they came out during a time when I was starting to lose interest in Neopets the first time I played it. I mostly spent a lot of time trying to make my shop better and spending time on my newbie helping guild that I was a part of. And these were fine, but they weren't goals. So enter June 7th of 2001, aka the release of Usuki Land and the Usuki. Usukis were weird because they weren't something that I think I would have been into in real life. When I was a kid, I wasn't a big fan of things like Barbies, but the thing about Usuki is that they weren't marketed that way. Immediately, Neopets decided to market Usuki as a collector's item. Specifically, they had this interesting sort of like Japanese bent to them. I'm not the person to decide if this is racist, but looking back at it now, I definitely kind of give it the side eye. But at the time, as someone who was like super interested in anime and Japanese video games, this was right down my alley. Neopets started pushing it pretty quickly. They put out this advert that really leaned into the whole Japanese aesthetic. The flash page for it is still up, even though it's not really available on the site anymore, but you can watch it on YouTube. The flash page also still gives you avatars, which was something that was added later on. The advert was cute and funny, and I remember liking it, but actually the promotion that got under my skin was, for whatever reason, the Neopedia entry to Usuki dolls. I'm not 100% sure when this got published, but I'm pretty sure it was early on in the Usuki doll lifespan. It's this incredible little piece written in the form of an editorial, and it's about the fictional craze of Usukis. Something about this article just really sparked my imagination, and I completely fell in love with the idea of the Usukis. And for a long time, I collected Usuki stuff, mostly rarer stuff that would only come out every now and then. I collected UsukiCon merchandise and all of the advent calendar Usukis that came out, but I never started a real Usuki collection. By the time galleries came out, I was this little queer kid, and so I had a collection of rainbow items instead, which I was really proud of, but when I look back at it now, it's kind of puny and pitiful. Anyway, this is all a lot of blabbing just to say I decided a couple of days ago that I was going to start my Usuki collection. Like any serious collector, I decided to start at a spreadsheet. So I don't know how complete this is, but basically I went to Jelly Neo and I looked up all of the Usuki items that they had listed. Because it comes from Deli Neo's item database, I feel fairly confident that this probably has all the Usuki dolls and Usuki doll connected paraphernalia in it, but I know that it doesn't have things like books and lunch bags and pins and cakes and things, which are things that I also want to collect, but I just decided for the purposes of this spreadsheet, this would only cover the dolls, accessories, playsets, things like that. It took me about an hour to make. I have fields for what type of item it is and whether or not I have it so that I can filter it easily. This was a lot of fun to make. I just kind of like making spreadsheets. So the next thing I did was play Usuki Frenzy for a long time. So this is super random and not related really at all, but I became obsessed with Usuki Frenzy a long time ago on my old account. I became convinced one day that I was going to be able to get a high score when I was 1 point off from getting it accidentally. And I was like, oh, I can do this. And ever since then, I've just been determined to get one. Of course, I haven't yet. But since I've been obsessing over Usukis anyway, I've been spending a lot of time memorizing everything in Usuki Frenzy 2 and trying to get one of those sweet, sweet trophies. I'll let you know if I end up getting it. So we started restocking Usuki Land. To be honest, I'm not sure I would recommend restocking this shop if you're not already interested in Usukis. A lot of the dolls sell on the market at a loss, but that's okay because mostly I'm just trying to pick things up for my collection. Occasionally, if I see a fairy doll or a reject doll or something worth 10,000 Neopoints, I'll pick it up and see if I can grab more and maybe try and turn it around in my shop. But mostly I'm just looking for rarer things that I can get cheaper at the shop than I could get it on the Shop Wizard. I have also started making a list of things that were cheaper on the Shop Wizard than they were in the store, and I'm planning on going on a shopping spree sometime soon. I'm really glad that I made the spreadsheet because I'm already losing track of some of the ones that I've bought, and I haven't cracked 50 items yet. So whether you're collecting or restocking, this is kind of a tough gig, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you're doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Okay, so the last thing that I need to do is spend like a ridiculous amount of money to make a gallery. Back in the day on Neopets, I don't know how many of you guys know this, people used to make their shops into galleries manually. They would do this by displaying items for like the maximum amount that you could sell for. Since most people wouldn't pay 1,000,000 Neopoints or whatever it was for like, you know, a purple Geopop or whatever it was people were collecting. But eventually Neopets just kind of noticed and was like, okay, we're gonna give you an official gallery. Okay, we're gonna call this Usuki Mania. Neopia Central is where Usuki Land is. Why is Neopia Central not on here? Am I crazy? Guess I'll make it Fairyland. I don't know. Okay, and then for the shopkeeper, like, we want an Usuki person. We could do an Aisha who's an Usuki collector. I love that. These are all very good. Okay. What? It didn't save. Select. Okay. Maybe I can't select it until I've like created it. Usuki, Usuki, Usuki. No. I'm just gonna go simple. Listen. Okay, so it costs 150 Neopoints. Or you can convert your current shop into a gallery. And I think they had this option because, like I said, people had made their shops into galleries already. And so this allowed them to not have to like take everything out and put them in a new gallery. So that was cool. But like, I'm not sure anyone uses this option anymore. Please. Please. Yes, okay, I just had to make it first. Okay, so we are going to, right now I can hold 5. We have more than 5 Usukis. And we have, I think, probably in the realm of like 25 or so. I don't have that many. Listen, I just started. Part of me is like, I don't want to start putting stuff in it until I have like a whole bunch to put in. Like, it'll be easier for me to collect them if they're in my safety deposit box. But I also kind of just like want to have them in a gallery that I can look at. So y'all let me know if I like royally screw up by doing this and if I should just like put them back in the safety deposit box. But for now, I think I'm going to take them out. Take everything with the name Usuki. And I'm going to manually do it like this. This is the only like one that I've gotten on restock that I think is actually any good. I have one bonus Arnold Usuki. I don't know where this one came from. I'm gonna leave you here for now. Also, if you're curious about why my quick stock looks and acts this way, I have a video about some Tampermonkey user scripts that are really helpful, and this is one of the ones that I use all the time, and I love it. Okay, I have space available. I have 4 spaces, so that was pretty good. I'm definitely gonna need to do more. Do I want to create categories? I mean, I might as well just create categories. Usuki dolls. Seems obvious. Accessories. Play sets. And then there's like, you know, miscellaneous. So like, I don't know. If y'all have any other ideas for like what should like backpacks be? Is there furniture? Should I have food as a category? Should Usukicon be its own thing? Let me know. I do not think they had all of these options when I was working on my gallery when I was a kid. All right, let's go through and do all these. This is like my happy place. This is one of the reasons, like, I like doing this. I like doing spreadsheets. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I really enjoy doing stuff like this. I should probably have one for reject Usukis once I finally get some of those. I'm gonna view as guest. What does it look like? Ah, look at that. So cool. There we go. There's my silly gallery. Hooray! I'm gonna try not to spend all my money on these ridiculous things, y'all. Wish me luck. Like I said, I kind of burned out on Neopets a little bit before. I'm not sure what was going on, but I think I found my groove and I found a reason to keep playing. Right now I am spending more money than I am making, but I'm trying to play a lot of games, and as of this recording, Goal Catchers still works for making 50,000 Neopoints a day. So I try and make sure that I spend less than that on Usukis a day, but you know, that's hard to do. So let me know if there's anything you want to see me do with this account in the future. I've got a couple of videos waiting in the wings for y'all that I hope that you're going to enjoy. Should be coming out sometime soon. So just remember to subscribe if you want to see more, and thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.